So you do have to realize at a certain point, no matter how woke you want to seem, no matter how you're the enemy, you will become the enemy because violence doesn't have a rationale. You know, the point of torture, Jane Mayer said it when we were torturing people. Remember that? 8 years ago? Jane Mayer, she was either quoting somebody or she said this. She might have been quoting someone. She goes, the point of torture is always torture. Okay? And that's really, the point of violence is violence. Like it has its own rationale and it spreads and it's not logical. And what happens is you basically just, you become an animal. And the type of state-sanctioned violence that we see is very organized, but it's no less animalistic. It's, no less brutal. So when you're just going out there and you're hurting innocent people and you're destroying small businesses, some of them owned by minorities, and you're just, going out there and using violence, it will lead to more violence. And then we're just, again, we're living in, and to me, I don't understand why so many people are fetishizing that idea. The idea of just and I think it's because they don't know anything about violence and they like live in a video game and they don't have any respect for it and they think they can direct. It's like a force they think they can direct. They think like, well, if we unleash this violence, we can direct it to the means that we find appropriate. We think that this violence can be used to, and it's like, but that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. Look at any of these videos of these white people like cheering on the riots, and then bricks come through their windows, and they're like, "We're on your side. No, we're good. We're the good ones." And it's like, no. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's out. Chaos is chaos. And if you want to live in that world, and a lot of the people that are like abolish the police will not do well in a Mad Max scenario because they're immunocompromised and they're 97 pounds, okay? Where are you going to get your green hair dye without a civil society? Okay? So I don't think this ends, again, with a fat woman with green hair as the president. Antifa takes over. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Antifa takes over. How hilarious would that be? Like somehow maybe everything's a lie and our military does suck.
Yeah.
Like they can't do anything. We just hear how great they are, but let's say they just aren't that great. Obviously, we know that they'll just use weaponry from the skies. But let's say none of that works and somehow Antifa succeeds. Because the conservatives are pretending Antifa's like, Antifa will do you want them running the country? It would just be hilarious if the country was now being run by just gangly, mainly white, pale, malnourished, vitamin D deficient, like guys that didn't get the Montreal Comedy Festival. Like failed comics and slam poets with purple hair are now running the country. That would be great. The Fox News has to come back on the air and they'd be like, in a really surprising development, Antifa has defeated what was the United States military. They are now running the country. Antifa has fired the military and they are now replacing it with a security force of mainly theater kids who grew embittered at the lack of opportunity in the entertainment business and became volatile and radical whilst living with roommates in their late 30s. They will now be the security force of the country. Angry, failed theater kids are now running around. I'm going to be amazing. Like instead of the Blue Angels, instead of the flyover over the Super Bowl, just like a bunch of Antifa just runs through and everyone in the crowd's like, I guess they're running it now. Okay, well, all right, USA, just a bunch of like malnourished kids. USA, just black backpacks on.
Yeah.
People are like, you can take your masks off. You run everything now. They're like, we like the masks. They have acne. Like we have adult acne, so we're not going to take off the mask, But that's the way people talk about Antifa. They're on their way to, they're going to defeat the corporate state. It doesn't. And I don't agree with anything Antifa does, by the way. For the most part, I think some of what they say is decent. And I don't really care, like, none of it ends. See, here's the thing. It's like you could find an example of somebody that Antifa's like throwing an egg at who you hate, right? Hey, fuck that guy. They threw an egg at him. But we live in a country where people should be able to say what the fuck they want. So no, you can't use violence to stop people from talking. You can't. When the New York Times publishes an op-ed, by the way, the same people that think that they can live in a world without police cannot handle when the New York Times publishes an op-ed from a senator who says we got to bring the military in. So instead of debating that, they go, the New York Times should be shut down. There should be a coup. Everyone should be fired. I can't believe they'd print that opinion. But you're gonna somehow. How are you going to live in a world without any police? You can't handle an article. Can't handle Jordan Peterson. And yet somehow you think you're going to be able to live in a world without any order at all, just chaos and anarchy. That's a fetish. Anarchy is a fetish of losers, really. It's people that are convinced that they will somehow either be powerful or align themselves with the powerful people once society's fallen. Even though they've been unable to do that thus far. But they think that somehow if there are no police, that rich people won't just go hire Blackwater military types to patrol wealthy areas, and we'll have more problems, probably less accountability, They just somehow think that, and or some of them are just nihilists to the point where they go, who cares? Burn it down. I mean, Oscar, the cat, many of you know, is someone who is a nihilist. I mean, Oscar, first of all, and this is very suspect and strange. 2 days ago, Oscar joined the National Guard. He's never expressed interest in joining the military before. He joined the National Guard. Okay? This is incredibly disappointing. Okay? But a day before that, he was handing out bricks to protesters. So he just wants to watch it burn. There's a lot of people out there that just want to watch it burn. And this is listen. So this is where we are. This is where we are on, what day is it today?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. This is coming out.
June 4th, yeah.
Thursday, June 4th. It's coming out Sunday. Super proud of everyone from Long Island. Proud you handled it. You guys really killed it. You knocked it out of the park. You brought your kids out to see what you're all about, yelling at people that want to peacefully protest. I like that. That's good. Good for you. Long Island, just keep being Long Island, And every year it gets a little worse, a little less affordable. More of them get pushed out. Every year, more and more people start, shooting up. Opioid crisis gets worse every year, because so much of what that community is based on is fear and hatred, which turns out is not exactly the best way. It's not the best organizing principle of society. Utter illogical fear and hatred. That's what Long Island is. Everybody's climbing in your window. MS-13's trying to kill you. Everybody's trying to kill you. Everybody on the road is trying to cut you off. They're trying to get somewhere faster than you. Everybody's trying to take your money, trying to take that house you inherited. Fear and hatred. Because as soon as you fear, you're like, well, I gotta hate someone. So I just like that they were being, exactly who they are. Perfect. And the cops got to pretend that they're like neutral on Long Island. The cops going to be like, hey, I know, Jimmy, I know. Just shoot him. Hey, you got a gun. Tommy, just shoot him in the head. Jimmy, they're high school students. Who cares? You know what high school students can do if they want? Put a bullet in the back of her head. That's Antifa. They're trying to take over the delis. What's going to happen when Antifa controls the delis? Then what? You're going to eat vegan shit? You go in to get a bacon, egg, and cheese, and there's going to be some transgender making you eat vegan. No, thank you. I will eat processed food, and I will die on my couch watching Tucker Carlson.